Hey guys, it's Stephanie with Simarchy, and welcome to part 7 of Let's Build featuring the Lamb family. Now, this is finally the last part of the series. Yay! Again, I had no intentions of making this 7 parts long, so I do apologize if it's a bit much. I don't know, maybe you guys like a nice long video. I had no intentions of getting so into this build, but I really did, and I just kept going and going, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. But please leave comments below letting me know if you prefer, the shorter speed builds, which of course I'm still going to keep doing, or if you prefer a short let's build, maybe if I try to keep it to just 1 or 2 parts, which is super hard unless it's a small home, or if you do actually enjoy these nice long series where you get to see the entire process from start to finish. But either way, I want to know your feedback. I'll probably still keep doing a mixture of all of them, but if there is a particular type of series that you like best, I will try to focus on that, of course, for my viewers. And I still haven't gotten too much into the house tours. I definitely plan on uploading a few house tours after the series is complete, which is now, I guess, right? So stay tuned for some house tours coming up. Make sure to subscribe so that you do not miss those. But anyways, on to part 7. I am currently working on the girls' bathroom. Now, if you saw in the previous videos, Carrie and Candace are the 2 teenage girls, and they each have their own separate bedrooms. However, they're going to have to share a bathroom because there just wasn't a lot of space to give them each their own, and I don't know if they really need it. So yeah, their bathroom is just, I think, a tad bit larger than their little brother's, not by much, but I try to keep it as even as possible so they don't fight. But since this is a teenage girl's bathroom, I wanted to play with some fun colors. I said I was going to play with colors in this video, and I was not kidding. So here is this gorgeous pink, purple, and blue bathroom that I'm working on. Now, the wallpaper is from the Katy Perry Stuff Pack, which I realize a lot of people don't have. For some reason, I was under the impression that this pack no longer existed and that it was super hard to find. However, I found a CD key, or a download key, I think it was, from eBay, I believe, and I remember messaging the seller just to double check that this is a legit copy, because of the rumors that I heard that it was so hard to find, and he did verify that nobody had a problem downloading it. So I went ahead and purchased it, entered the key in Origin, and it popped up. So even though if you go through Origin and you do not see the option to purchase the Katy Perry Stuff Pack, it is still available if you have a download key. So, check that out. Again, I'm not sure how many of you actually have this, so it will replace the wallpaper with something else if you download this particular home, but I'm sure you could find a pink and purple tile pretty easily. So yeah, it's definitely fun, and the entire bathroom sticks to this purple and pink color, with some blue accents, and again, I think it's so much fun. But right now I am adding in the counters, and as always, I have issues with counters clipping into the windows. So instead of continuing that all the way towards the window, I just went ahead and put a little side table instead, because that obviously fits better. And then I put the cabinet on top of the side table to just make it look like, it's really meant to be there. Now I'm plopping in the mirror behind the sink. This is a nice big wall mirror, so it definitely opens up the space and makes the bathroom look a lot bigger than it actually is. Now those counters do come like pre-made in red, blue, and black. I could have obviously changed that to a different color, but I thought introducing the darker blue into this color palette would be great. So I think we end up with like dark blue, purple, and like a light blue. I think those are the 3 main colors. But yeah, teenage girls need their makeup, of course, so there is a nice large makeup kit. And I added the soap to the sink and a little vase with flowers. Actually, there ends up being like 2, technically 3 vases with flowers on this counter. And I just think it brightens up the space and just makes it feel more relaxing and pretty. And it's a type of bathroom that I would definitely love to get ready in the morning. So I also gave them a hair dryer there on the left. And right now I'm just going through and seeing if there's any other little teeny tiny bath accessories I can throw up there. and those perfumes happened to fit perfect on that little side table with the towels. So I put those there, and then I was able to tuck a little handle, like a mood light handle, behind the makeup. And I think I squeezed one more thing in there. I didn't go with the second makeup palette because that clipped into the mirror. But yeah, there's the tissues, tiny little tissue box, and the counter is complete. Now I'm going through and adding some more little accents. Let's see, we've got another cabinet on top of the toilet, and I was talking over it, but when I first started the bathroom, I did put that shower and tub combo over on the left wall with a little laundry basket so the girls can throw their clothes in there as well. And since this counter is pretty much to do their makeup, I wanted to give them a chair so they can, sit down and do their hair or help each other with their makeup in the morning. But that chair didn't quite fit, so I'm trying to find a stool instead. And I end up just sticking with the Katy Perry candy theme and use the little swirl stool. So, again, if you download the home, it'll disappear or replace it with something else, but it's not really crucial to the build. It's just a fun little decorative piece. Not quite sure if the Sims will actually be able to sit on it anyway. So yeah, it's just more pretend. But now over on this wall, I'm going to add a towel. This is a towel that looks like it's kind of wet or already been used, which again, just makes the house look very comfy and lived in. And I'm now looking for the Spa Necessities set, which is a store item, but it is one of my favorite store items. I highly recommend getting it if you don't have it. It looks great next to a bathtub, great next to a hot tub, and you could change every single little color. I never really played with it before, but you could change the towels and each bottle color individually. So obviously I made them blue and purple and the pink towel. And I also changed the towel hanging on the wall, which sometimes I forget to do and leave that as plain white, but this time I went with a little bit of a yellow print pattern instead. I did try to inject some yellow into the color scheme as well, just for a bit of variety. But now we're moving on to the other bathroom, which is Ken's personal ensuite. Ken is going to have the bathroom all to himself, but not really, because the girls are going to sneak in there if they need to. And since Ken's room was the green, yellow, and orange, I wanted to continue that green theme onto the bathroom. So we started off with some nice green floor tiles and the green and beige wall tiles. And since his bathroom, is a little bit big for just him, I decided to give him a separate tub and separate shower. That way, he still has a choice between a shower or a bath, but it just adds a bit more to the room so it's not so squished in there. And I do like the yellow tub. Usually I try to change that color, but I don't know. I was feeling the yellow and green, so I made the yellow on the metal on the shower yellow to match. God, I don't know how many times I just said yellow there, but yeah. So separate tub, a separate shower, and now we're moving on to the toilet. I'm putting that toilet right there just next to the shower in between the door. There is still plenty of room to get in and out, so that's not going to be an issue. And I just placed the little toilet paper holder there with a tiny garbage can underneath. I only started thinking about putting garbage cans in the bathrooms. I don't think they really serve a purpose there. I'm not sure if the Sims will actually use them, if they pretty much have to be in the kitchen or not. But obviously in my bathroom and my bedroom, pretty much every room I have, I try to have just a little garbage can somewhere for when I do my makeup or just, blow my nose or whatever. You need a little garbage can handy. And I don't know why I never really thought to put them in the bathrooms before, but if there's extra room, why not? So then I added that towel holder in, and I went with the cute little skull pattern. It's a boy's room. I didn't want it to be all flowers and such, so he has some fun skulls on his towels. And I'm adding in the single towel as well next to the tub, which I think later on I end up moving that closer, actually over the tub, so that I could put some counter space or something there. But yeah, I picked the blue just to break up the green and yellow a little bit, just like I did in the bedroom, just a few pops of blue here and there. And now I'm moving on to the counters. I did give him the same counters that the girls have, and I think I leave those blue as well. So it looks like the bathrooms were built at the same time, even though the flooring and the walls are different. I mean, they're different colors, but they're really not that different because, you know, you have tile on the floor and tile on the walls, which is, you know, pretty standard. And since I did have room to put longer, like a L-shaped counter, I went ahead and threw 2 mirrors in there as well. So, you know, Ken's pampered here. He's got a nice big bathroom. But like I said, I think the girls are going to sneak in here anyway. So yeah, they can all share. But yeah, there is a tissue box again, a paper towel holder, and some little soaps and such. And just going through and thinking of what other types of things would go on the counter for a young boy. I did throw in those styling tools. You know, maybe he wants to play with his hair a bit before he goes in. And I put that fun Yeti. I think it's a Yeti. I don't know exactly what its purpose is. I just imagine maybe it's some sort of humidifier, whatever it is. It's on the counter and it's fun. So yeah, here I do extend the counter over one space. I think I do. Do I leave that? Oh, laundry basket. I can't forget the laundry basket for Ken's clothes. So that fits perfectly right there between the tub and the counter. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the bathrooms. Now I am moving on to the girls' bedrooms. And I'm going to look at my little cheat sheet over here because I got a little bit confused when I was building the rooms as to which girl wanted what. But I mean, they're pretty similar. I feel like these girls are definitely best friends, so it's okay if they have a few similar items in their bedrooms. But this one does end up being Carrie's room. And Carrie is the eldest teen. She is a genius. Her other traits include being neat, family-oriented, and easily impressed. I just realized both Carrie and Ken are easily impressed. So I think Candace probably gets her way a lot with them. She could, you know, make up stories or exaggerate things to try to get them to like her. And of course, since they're easily impressed, they're like, oh yeah, Candace, that's cool. You're awesome. Like, you're the best. So maybe Candace gets a little bit of pampering because her brother and sister have that trait. But yeah, so Carrie, genius, neat, family-oriented, and easily impressed. So her space is obviously, I tried to keep it more on the neat side. I didn't do a whole lot of clutter and such. Although that bookcase does look like it has quite a bit of items on there, it is still very organized and clean, and that's definitely what Carrie cares about. Also, since she is a genius, we have to make sure that she has a nice work area with plenty of books and her own laptop and things like that so that she could work on her writing skills or whatever she feels like doing that day. So this desk is really cute. I have a chair there that I'm going to change the cushion on just to add a little bit more color and pattern to the room. And as you see, it has like this awesome green carpet. Now, it's not really a neon green, and it's not really it's not a mint green. I don't know what I would call it. I guess it's like a watermelon green. Does that make sense? Like a watermelon? I don't know, but it's a really fun color, and I think that paired up with the purple and the wallpaper just makes a great color combo. I did mention in one of the other videos that one of my favorite color combos is purple and green, and you can see why. I mean, the colors are just very complementary of each other. But Carrie's desk has that nice little yellow laptop and a flower light. It's cool because it looks like a plant, but it's actually a light fixture. And I'm not sure if that's also from the Katy Perry stuff pack or not, but it's definitely a cool little lamp there and a fun decorative piece as well. And let's see, what am I going to work on next? Oh, some wall art. Yeah, I mean, since the desk is between 2 windows, it is technically facing a blank wall. So I want to put something in between there just to give her something fun to stare at while she's working. And so I went with a rock star poster. At least I think that's a rock star. I don't know. It's a singer. It's one of her favorite musicians. We'll pretend like he's a rock star. And now, since she is going to have like a vanity, I believe, but I also wanted to give her a clothing rack. Since she is a neat freak, you know, she has all her clothes perfectly lined up on those hangers there so that they hang nicely and don't take up a lot of space. And now we're moving on to the bed. She does have this fun 4-post bed, but I wanted to play with the color on the comforter just to change it up a bit. I mean, the pink is cute, but this is one of those situations where I was talking about the square lights being so intense that even if they're set to normal, they make certain colors just completely too reflective and bright. So I went ahead with a turquoise instead and just changed the pillows and bed sheets to that light pink. But now I'm finding some items to put on her night table. And I love that little kitty clock, but he does go on the wall. So instead I just went with a fun little alarm clock and just scooted over the clothing rack a bit just for some balance in the room. And now we're moving on to Carrie's vanity area. This vanity that I'm going to end up using is the one with like the show lights around it. And there are some drawers, so I would imagine she would have some more clothing in there, as well as her makeup and hair accessories and stuff like that. So we're going to make this a nice fun purple and turquoise, which those colors just pop and look great, especially with the green carpet. I think it's a lot of fun. And yeah, it's a vanity I don't use very often, but I am going to use it more because it's perfect for a teen's room or, for anyone really. Those light bulbs that go around it are perfect for doing your makeup and hair and having plenty of light on you so that everything looks perfect. And this chair, I don't know what pack that's from. I don't think I've ever even used it before, but when I saw the colors, I thought it matched perfectly. I did just change the seat cushion to more of a light pink instead, but it still just blends in perfectly with that vanity set. And I did put another mirror because that mirror also has like the little necklaces and jewelry hanging off of it. So, Carrie, sorry, their names are so similar. Carrie is very neat and organized, so it makes sense that she would have, a jewelry holder on the wall as well, so she doesn't leave her necklaces and such just lying around on the counter. But yeah, that's her room. I am going to add a bit more wall art here behind the bed and behind the door. But for the most part, this room is pretty much complete. And so Candace, the girl whose room we're going to work on next, is an animal lover, but of course Carrie is too. I mean, they all love animals. I don't actually include any like cats or dogs in this family, but it's something that can be added on later. Maybe they can go to the shelter and adopt a pet, but it's very obvious that both of these girls love animals. So I did finally get Freezer Bunny in here. He is a store item, that little picture, but it'll disappear if you don't have it. But there's some other fun wall art on the wall anyway. So yeah, Carrie's room is done. Just fixing the lighting a bit. I am going to include one more overhead lighting fixture, like I said, so that you can easily change the intensity or turn the lights on and off in the bedroom, since you can't really access those square lights. Unless there's another fixture in the room, you can hit dim all or turn off all, and it'll control that as well. Actually, it looks like I moved that lighting fixture. I can't remember. I know I put one in here. I think maybe I put a chandelier or something instead. It might be later in the video, but I definitely have an overhanging light in there as well. But now we are on to Candace's room. And again, pulling out my little cheat sheet here. All right, so Candace is a savvy sculptor. She's a virtuoso, which means she's really good at picking up music and things like that. She's a natural cook, and she is an animal lover. So what am I doing here? Oh, you know what? I realized that little space in front of Carrie's bed is kind of empty, and so I thought I would throw a trunk in there. It's actually a coffee table, but it can be used for storage, like not actually, but for pretend. It can be used for storage. Maybe she keeps an extra blanket or some throw pillows in there, or even her shoes, but I thought that was a little cute touch at the foot of her bed. So, okay, back to Carrie's room. Candace. Oh my gosh, I'm going to do that forever. It's funny when you accidentally mix up people's names when they're siblings, or you accidentally combine them. Like, my name is Stephanie and my sister's name is Eleni, which is kind of a weird name. But growing up, when my parents would try to yell at us, they would go, Steleni, and just combine our two names together. And I feel like I'm going to keep doing this with Candace and Carrie, not combining them, but mixing them up, because they're both names that start with CA. So I'm sorry, girls. But yeah, this is Candace's room. And her room, actually, I don't play with too much color in here. It is a bit more muted and a bit more antique. Not really antique, but it just has more of like that classic vibe. So she definitely takes after her mother, Aurora. Her room's definitely a bit more classy, even though she is the middle child. She definitely has some more mature tastes in her decor. So you'll see as I build this room, you know, the sort of choices that I use to show that off. But this is her dresser with her mirror. She doesn't actually get a vanity, but she does have that nice, big, beautiful mirror. And an extra dresser on the side. That one is a store item, and I absolutely love it. It reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. It's so fun because it's sort of like curved and misshapen, but it's great. And although Candace has that nice 3-panel mirror on top of the dresser, I went ahead and gave her a full-length mirror as well, so she could see her entire outfit and shoes and everything when she gets ready. And now I'm going to give her a bookcase. I need to find one that fits in nice in this space. It technically can hold 2 tile bookcases, I think. And I almost go with this cute little bird tree. But I do end up changing that because I thought it was just a little bit too whimsical for the room. So I'm going to go with something a little bit more classic instead. Just checking out all the different options of bookcases, and I settle on this one, which is sort of a beach theme, but I really liked the colors and the shape of it, and I thought it fit in well with the room. So now I'm giving Candace her desk and work area. She is going to have a laptop as well, like her sister, so that they can do homework and chat with their friends and play video games. And since they are laptops, they're portable and they could take them with them to school or when they go over to a friend's house to study. The laptops just come in very, very handy for the teenagers. And now we're going to give Candace a desk chair. Trying to find one that matches pretty well. There's definitely plenty of options, but I go with just the more classic wooden one here. I think that's wood at least, but I think it fits in very well with like sort of the elegant theme going on in her bedroom. And now I'm trying to find like the perfect wall art to put behind here, but since I moved that desk over using the Alt button, it's not exactly lined up with the wall, so whatever I put back here is going to be a little bit off center. So instead of going with art, I decided to go with these little mirrored candles, which are very elegant and fun as well. So just to, you know, line them up a little bit better, I did scooch the desk over to the left a tiny bit so it looks more symmetric. And now I'm working on the wallpaper and the flooring, and this wallpaper I think is just very, the wallpaper definitely like conveys the type of room and the type of personality that Candace has. It's very elegant and pretty and classic, and you know, it's not too bright, just very, very nice classic colors. And since I had that beautiful light bluish turquoise color on the bookshelf, I wanted to copy that over onto the bed. And you know, it's more of like a gray and blue toned room, but it's still a lot of fun. But I do definitely notice that this room seems a bit darker than the rest. I'm not sure if it's because I went with more of like, you know, the gray toned wallpaper and such, or if it's because of the lighting itself. So I am eventually going to play with that lighting a bit more to make it just pop a bit. I don't know, it looks so dark. I didn't intend it to be that way, but I'm pretty sure it's just a lighting issue. So I'm adding a few more colors in here. Again, this isn't anything that's going to be way too bright, but I did want to inject a few more colors. So I'm sticking with the pastels. I have like the light yellow and the light greens, well, blues, I guess. But I ultimately decided to make the desk gray. I think it matches better, but I don't know, the carpet's way too dark. I think I eventually changed that too. But right now I am adding in some decorations on top of her desk. I'm going to go ahead and give her the pens and pad of paper, which I pretty much put on any desk really. And I'm trying to get some books in here, but for whatever reason they don't want to fit. I am going to still play with some books and try to get them up there, but I did go ahead and pop in the piggy bank as well, which is that store item that I love so much. But yeah, I'm still having a hard time getting the books on top of the desk, and I didn't really want to go with that disordered study stack anyway. I wanted, more of a stacked book look. So I'm going into like this little side menu where you can click on it and actually arrange the items by expansion pack or by store content. And I changed it to the university expansion pack because I wanted to find more books. And I don't know, ironically, I couldn't actually find that many books in this menu either. But I did find that little statue. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but since Candace is a savvy sculptor, I figured she would have a little figurine to represent that in her room. I do wish I had created an area where she can have an actual like sculpting station and such. But, for now, we'll just say she does that at school. And, when she gets old enough to get her own place, maybe she will have her own little art studio in there. But since I had such a hard time fitting the books and I definitely want them in her room, I decided to go with an end table. And that is the same end table that I used in Aurora the Mother's room, but I made it pink instead, and I don't know, I think it looks cute in here. But you could definitely tell that Candace is very inspired by her mother's style and definitely picks up on that a bit. But I couldn't really get the little statue to fit on the desk either. So this is a trick I like to do. I don't do it very often, but if I'm trying to add more usable space on top of a dresser or a bookshelf or a table and it just won't let me place the item, what I do is I find a shelf and change it to the same color of the desk or surface that I'm trying to use it with. And I use the Move Objects sheet to like hide it inside of the desk. So as you can see there, the little shelf disappears, but you can still see the item on top of it. So that way I can actually put the statue on top of the desk in a spot that I wouldn't normally be able to put something on. So that fits perfectly there. I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, I'm finally lightening up the carpet because like I said, that was just way too dark. I still want the room to look fun and young without looking completely dark and drab. But yeah, I'm changing the mirror to pink as well, just trying to inject a little bit more color in here. And since the dresser seemed a little bit too overexposed with the white, I went ahead and changed that to that pretty pale yellow as well, just to match like the chair and the end tables. And I put some turquoise in there too, so it's not all one color. And yeah, I think the room is complete. I think it turned out pretty well. But then I remember Candace is an animal lover, so I don't know. I was gonna maybe put a dog bed and a cat bowl, a dog bed and a dog food bowl or something like that here. But I figured, I don't know. I decided to just go with a different animal instead. I've never really played around with the other options, so I'm just seeing what's available. And there is that bird cage, which I thought was cute, but maybe just a little bit too big for the space. And I did find the little fish bowl, which I threw on the end table there. So she's going to have technically two pets in here. But yeah, there's the little bird tree, which I thought was perfect as well. And it fit better, but it was still a little bit cramped of a space, so I removed one of the end tables so that, it's just easier to walk around there and have a little bit of extra room. I'm pretty sure a sim can still squeeze through that space, but if not, Candace can definitely get in on the other side of her bed. But I just added a little plant in the corner just for some decoration to fill up the empty space. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. I really had so much fun recording this series. I hope that you guys had fun watching it as well. I'm pretty excited to be able to play with this family. I said I wasn't going to, but I don't know, I'm too excited. I'm going to definitely play. Not sure if I'll record it unless there's any requests, but it was just so much fun, and this definitely turned out to be one of my favorite homes that I've ever made. So if you want to make sure to keep up with this channel, even though this series is over, there's going to be plenty more videos, speed builds, house tours, and eventually I'm going to get into some Let's Plays as well. So make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Bye! But wait, don't leave yet. I still have screenshots. I almost forgot. Stay tuned for the screenshots. Now I'm really leaving. Bye.